What were the first words spoken from the surface of the moon? How appropriate, Sean.
Hello? Can you hear me? It was...
It was the clangers, was it?
It's the
Who got there
clangers.
first.
But it wasn't one small step for man, because he hadn't gone on yet.
Very true. Very good. So what else was it?
Well, he was like, come on down, Neil, it's fine. It's fine, don't worry about it. What's the big deal?
Golf clubs.
Yeah.
Great to be here in Philadelphia. I mean, the moon.
Well, let's sort out who said it. Who said the first human words uttered on the surface of the moon?
Neil Armstrong.
No.
Buzz Aldrin.
Yes, it was Buzz. He was in charge of the steering of the module as it landed, and 102 hours, 45 minutes and 25 seconds in, he was saying 4 forward, 4 forward, drifting to the right a little. That's good, that's good. Something garbled, and then contact light. And the contact light that showed they had landed was on. Those were the first words spoken. Not the eagle has landed, and certainly not small
This is
step.
the moon. This is the end of the line. Please, please make sure you have all your bags and all your personal possessions.
What do you know about Buzz Aldrin otherwise?
His dad had a sense of humour.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, he called him Buzz.
But he didn't. He called him Edward Eugene Aldrin Jr.
Yeah.
His sister,
I think I'm right, actually.
his sister called him Buzz because she couldn't say brother, so she'd say Buzzer, and he became Buzz. He eventually made it his legal name.
He had the hand of a monkey.
Very good. What was his mother's maiden name? Surely you know that.
Smith, Brown, Jones.
Moon. Moon is the right answer. Well done.
Did you know that?
Dalai Lama.
When Apollo 11 first landed, NASA was worried it might sink. What did they think the moon was made of?
Yeah. Oh, cheesy peeps, just say it.
What?
I was actually going to say, do you remember the Christopher Biggins show on Safari?
Yes.
And there was...
Such a niche reference. It's really...
At the end game, there was quicksand.
Yes.
Did they think... Shut up. Did they think it was made out of quicksand?
They did think it was made out of quicksand. He's absolutely right. Well done.
It wasn't.
No, but they did think it would swallow the lunar module whole, and that is why they had those great, flat, broad feet on the lunar module, because they did not know what the surface was going to be like.
I thought it was just so the furniture wouldn't mark the carpet.
In the 1960s, 1 in every 35 films featured quicksand.
Oh, yeah.
Who was Quicksand's agent? Because he was
It was doing well. So it comes from Middle English, it means living sand. Do you think it will kill you?
Is it actually a
can.
thing? Like, is it... Does...
Yes, well,
think it can kill you?
quicksand is something you get off the UK coast, isn't it? It can be really dangerous.
It's not going to kill you, is the thing.
Yeah, but it does kill you.
No. So... So you're going to love this, Alan. We wanted to show how this works.
We're going to kill Alan!
Hang on a minute. I mean, all the people who didn't applaud.
The British Geological Survey, very kindly, have done a short film about Alan and myself at the beach and seeing what would happen if quicksand developed. So here we are at the beach. And you can see the groundwater swelling up. And what happens is liquefaction. So all of the sand particles have drifted apart, making it a really mushy mixture. Basically, what happens is you get stuck in the quicksand.
see.
That's not what kills you. What kills you is that you're stuck in the sand. You haven't gone under, but the tide has come in, you haven't been able to get away. It is true that the more you struggle, the more difficult it is to get out, but your body is less dense than quicksand. You will just float. You're not going to be sucked under. And frankly, most quicksand is only a few feet deep, so you and I might go. The rest of the panel will be absolutely fine.
So what, you're just supposed to lie down and sort of float?
The don't panic is the main thing. There are creatures that actually sort of create their own quicksand in order to be able to hide. So an octopus, underwater, if it wants to escape, one of the things it can do is make all the sand particles drift apart by making a sort of mushy mixture. So look at it, it's taking in water and putting it down to the sand and then it just disappears.
That's amazing.
So that's your quicksand. It's sandy, but it won't suck you under.
No, I will not take the bait.
Can I just say, can I have that as the special ringtone when you phone me?
Would you believe that they put a man on the moon?
Who? Who? These guys?
NASA.
Oh, NASA. Yes, yeah, I think
of course.
they've got a
You
man
believe
on the
that?
moon. Yeah.
I believe it.
Yes, you believe it. Good, that's all. That's sort of all at the end of the question, really. But you probably know that quite a lot of people don't believe it.
No.
Yeah, but, well, I sort of believe one thing,
Yeah.
which is I kind of believe that they might have done some mocked-up fake photographs.
Really, why?
Because I was showing... Someone convinced me of it.
Yeah.
by talking about the angle of light and the shadows on the moon and all that. But then I did an advert with Patrick Moore, and I said, "So, Patrick, did they land on the moon?" And he looked so annoyed with me.
Yeah.
Actually, he explained to me how he had helped map the moon for NASA, and he'd spent years on the project, and the landing site was partly his idea. And if I ever spoke to him again, he was going to be sick in my eyes.
They are rather tight. If you'd spoken to Buzz Aldrin, he might have punched you.
I was going to say...
Buzz Aldrin punched someone because
Did he?
just got so tired of these conspiracy arses.
I think it was a television documentary about...
Well, there have been several, of course.
You know, look at this photo. This couldn't possibly have been taken on the moon. This is obviously taken in a studio.
You're getting me started now because one gets very sort of strange about this. But there are a lot of conspiracies. 6% of Americans believe that man didn't land on the moon, but 25% of Britons believe that they didn't. So that's a quarter of our nation are not convinced, apparently.
That's so depressing.
Isn't it?
It is.
The flag, it's one of the thing I read...
The flag is another thing,
yes. The flag, and you
yeah,
think,
but there it is.
Well, obviously they've starched the flag because they wanted to get a good photograph of it. They've stiffened the flag.
No, they haven't stiffened it. That's the point. The fact it's rumpled. There's no breath of wind out there, obviously, because you're in space, which is, as it were, a vacuum. But what there is movement. If you impart movement to something, it doesn't stop moving for a long time because there's there's no resistance against it. So they unpacked it, unfurled it, put it down, and it moved back and forth. People said, breeze. Ha ha. As if, A, they would be stupid enough to fake it and allow the tape that had the breeze in it to go out.
But also, if you went to the moon, the least you'd expect is a flag moved a bit strangely. You know what I mean?
Maybe one
you
way of
expect him
looking
to make the soup dragon, and you think, OK, he's not there. The flag moves a bit strangely, I can go with that.
Yeah. Why isn't one of them holding up a camera? Because you can see him reflected, the one taking the picture's reflected in the visor of the one, and he's not holding up a camera like that, you see. But that's because they didn't, in the visors, put a camera up in front of their visor. They were mounted.
You couldn't really actually imagine them getting a camera out, click,
like that.
wind it on.
I'd like to go to the moon.
You would like?
Oh,
yeah, I'd like to do that.
Yeah. I mean, two of the other things, just in case people are saying, but you haven't mentioned the clincher. One was the idea that below the lunar module that landed, there was no crater or sense of disturbed dust. The fact is, the engine's cut off and it hovered down and it very, very quickly landed. And unlike in science fiction films, it doesn't send out spears of flame as it descends. That just didn't happen. So,
because it was designed by, human brains and geniuses, and not a lot of people sitting tapping away at the internet who've got to go up to work in the morning.
Yeah,
who do you trust here?
We are in trouble as a species if people refuse to believe in things that they couldn't actually do themselves.
So true. So true. And the other one was the footprints. They said, look, there's too much moisture because look how clear they are. Only a sort of caked mud could do that, but actually you could do that with flour. The fact is, it's just very fine ground, and there's, of course, it's a vacuum again. It coheres. And the other thing with the mirrors that Apollo 12 astronauts put on the moon, which are now used for bouncing lasers off, for detecting, for example, how far the moon is getting away from us. And you can make incredibly accurate measurements because of mirrors on the surface of the moon. And perhaps to me the clinching one is that America's enemy at the time in the space race was the Soviet Union. And not once did they make a suggestion that they thought America hadn't done it. They never said, no, we know this was hoax.
Yeah.
The fact is, for every ill-conceived argument that the moon landings were a hoax, there's a perfectly logical explanation to put our minds at rest.
Thank you for...
What do moon starers do, and why might they call themselves that?
Well, the clue would appear to be in the question.
It's too obvious. I'd say they watch bare arses all the time.
Yeah. Well, Moonsteerers is an anagram of astronomers.
Yay! Points to you.
Good work.
That was damn fast.
It's not an anagram, it's an aptogram. Sorry.
I'll never win Sandy Times,
What's an aptogram, Sandy?
An aptogram is an anagram where the word means roughly the same.
Like Apple Macintosh and laptop machines.
Semolina is no meal.
Yeah.
Yes, Moonstarer is an anagram of astronomer. In what time in history was that a relevant thing? The idea of anagrams and astronomers.
Well, it must have been around the time of Galileo, surely.
It was indeed the early 17th century.
But he wouldn't have spoken English, so why would he have changed his name to Moonstarer?
This is an example of an anagram. He didn't use English anagrams, he used
Latin.
Latin anagrams. There he is. Why would they have used Ars Magna, great art?
Oh, and that's moon as the arse.
And Ars Magna
And
is
then
an
Magna is
anagram
a-
of anagrams. So, yeah. But anyway,
Because the church took a dim view of...
not because of the church, although the church did take a dim view of what he did. And
I like his very casual approach to the telescope. He's just sort of... Now I'm going to have a cigarette, and now I'm going to look again.
Was it just to make the whole thing more fun?
If only it was that. In fact, even in his day, there was scientific rivalry. So if you discovered something and you wanted to tell a friend about it, you didn't want anyone else to intercept the news, you gave it in anagram form.
It's like codes at school.
Yes, it is, exactly that.
Do you think they ever used to, like, rub around the telescope with ink and then run away and they'd be like, oh, what's that? Oh, no, my eye!
Who was his great rival and friend?
Is it an anagram?
Copernicus.
No, it wasn't Copernicus, it was Kepler. And he sent him an anagram because he'd discovered the rings of Saturn in 1610.
No, not Saturn, that's Uranus.
Sorry, I'm laughing at the wrong one.
Still the bird.
I think one of them was funny.
And he sent Kepler this...
Oh, my.
Smiles Merlin.
Yes, Vittorius.
Stick that way the sun don't
It's
shine.
pretty obvious what he's putting there.
Yep.
It's a Latin phrase. It actually is an
I've
anagram.
discovered the rings of Saturn.
Yes, it is that. Altissimum planetam tergeminum observavi.
Okay.
I've observed the highest planet to be triplets.
Does he mean he's seen the moons of it or something? What does he mean by
Well, he
triplets?
thought they were moons, but in fact we now know them to be rings.
That must have been so exciting. Do you not think? It must have been so thrilling. Just that one moment when that suddenly has happened and nobody else has seen it.
I think it's quite clever. I didn't even thought about it, but they worked out their planets because they were moving across the sky and the stars weren't. It's just the first thing that made them think
Oh, I know.
something was afoot.
And that's what
That one's moved.
Yeah.
Why is that star moved? It's not a star, it's Jupiter.
Yeah, and planet is from the Greek for wanderer. It means a wanderer.
They do this thing in, I don't know if they're still doing it, but they did it for a long time. Once a month in Reykjavik, the government would turn out all the street lighting and there would be a lecture on the public radio about the stars. And people would go outside and they'd got rid of all the ambient light and you could look up and listen to the public lecture about what you were looking at. Do you not think that would be a wonderful...
Superb.
Superb. What colour are the flags on the moon?
Do they look different when you're there? Are there no flags? There's no moon?
There are flags.
We've been about 100 claps with us waiting.
5 times bitten, 5 times shy.
Are they grey?
Grey is probably a reasonable answer. One thing you can be absolutely certain is they're not red, white and blue.
Right.
The temperature extremes are really remarkable on the moon. From 100 degrees Celsius heat for 14 days, and then 14 days of 150 degrees minus Celsius. So it's going through all that. Plus, there's no atmosphere, so no protection from ultraviolet light. And we know enough what a set of curtains or a sofa that's in, daylight for in a couple of years can get faded. So you can imagine what a flag would be like. And they're made of nylon, so bleached white, probably powdered nothingness by now.
This came up at Mothers Union the other day. The space... The Voyager...
Favourite
So
bloke in the
much
world.
does.
The Voyager spacecraft, yes.
Yes.
The
Still going.
furthest man-made object from Earth, yes?
Yeah.
1977.
Yeah.
Would it look scruffy?
It's a really good question.
I mean, would the paint have gone in, I don't know, solar...
I imagine when it went through the Kuiper belt and things like that, it
would
probably
have
would
had
have got a bit of a
knocks and
bashing.
dents.
My favourite thing about the Voyager that I like is that they think that it's left our solar system.
Yeah.
They're not sure, and they've estimated that the time it will take to reach the next solar system is 40,000 years.
It's phenomenal, isn't it?
And it's going to go out of radio transmission in about 10 years' time, and then it's just
And
gone.
I thought West Anglian trains. Anyway, all the stars and stripes on the moon are now plain white, or possibly grey, if they've survived at all.
Anyway, thank you for watching. Drake Passage is off the southern tip of South America. Does anybody know what the southern tip of South America is called?
Cape Horn.
It is Cape Horn. Does anybody know what the southern tip of Africa is called? Yes.
Cape of Good Hope. Not called the Cape of Good Hope. You're crazy fool! I don't care. It's good not to care. Bring it on.
The southernmost point of Africa is actually called Cape Agulhas. There it is about 90 miles away. You can see the Cape of Good Hope. There is not much to see there. There's a sort of rocky beach. They've placed a bit of a plaque so that you can see. It marks the dividing line between the Indian Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean, so a relatively cold one and a relatively warm one. The Cape of Good Hope is the bit that the Flying Dutchman couldn't get round. Does anybody know, while we're on southernmost parts, the southernmost part of the North American continent?
Well, it's all connected up, isn't it, to the South American continent?
Oh, no, the north shore of the canal, of the Panama Canal.
It's really an astonishing thing. It's actually Australia. Geologists have discovered that there is an area around Georgetown in northern Queensland. It was once part of North America more than 1 billion years ago. It's got rocks in the area that are unlike any other rock deposits in Australia.
Oh, here we go. Here we go again.
What?
Yeah.
This shows the QI ceaseless bullshit. It's Australia.
Sorry, have I upset you, Danny?
Oh, no, it's like the sun not being there when it was there and all these other things that happened.
The southernmost point of mainland Australia is rather brilliantly called South Point. But which is wider, Australia or the moon?
Well, oh, that's a good one. Hang on. The moon. Are they the same? Australia.
The moon is somewhat less than the width of Australia.
Is it?
So Australia's about 4,000 kilometres and the moon is 3,500. If you were observing from the moon, Australia would look the same size as the moon does to us. But which one's got the greatest surface area, do you suppose?
The moon.
Yeah, because it's a sphere. Yeah. So it would obviously have as much...
How much of the moon can you see from the Earth?
Well, you can see one side of it.
Yes. There is this strange thing called libration, which is it's like vibration beginning with an L. It's a thing that was noted by quite a few of the early astronomers.
Can I say, sorry, Stephen, but if that's an acceptable way of defining a word,
what?
Libration. It's like vibration, but beginning with an L.
Just so you can picture it in your heads. Is that bad?
I was with you already, just with libration.
I thought you might have heard it as libation or something like that. That's all.
What does it mean?
Well, I was about to tell you, and then somebody came and said... No, I'll tell you. You get this kind of jiggling effect. Basically, what it comes down to is you can see about 59% of the surface
at one
of the
time
moon from Earth. Obviously, when it's a new moon or whatever, then you see it's a lot less. But you can see 59% of the surface rather than just 50. How many moons does the Earth have?
Oh, God.
Yeah. Most definitely only one.
Oh, dear.
Of course.
It had to be that.
Of course.
Yep.
Well, it is the moon. I think I'm with him.
Yeah.
They've changed.
They call it... Well, the moon's around, clearly around
the
other
moon
planets.
in June, all
Jupiter
the songs, come on, they're all
There
about the
are
moon.
lots of orbiting objects, aren't there? Some of them are really...
There are lots of
far
orbiting
away.
objects, yeah. We gave an argument there were hundreds last time to confuse you, but there's another argument which seems quite compelling and interesting, certainly,
size of that
which
one
is
was
that there are
reason.
none, which is to say that the moon is not a moon. The moon actually qualifies...
We've just discovered it's turquoise, and now it's not there.
It qualifies... it's there, but it maybe qualifies as a planet. A wanderer, a planet, because...
Well, the clangers lived on it, didn't they? We know that. And all that.
Well, in order to be a planet, the International Astronomical Union in 2006 laid down definitions. These were the ones that booted out Pluto, I think. So it has to orbit the sun. Right. It has to be massive enough for its own gravity to make it round. It has to have cleared its neighbourhood of smaller objects. The moon comfortably fulfills the first two. On the third, it makes more sense to say that the Earth and moon together have cleared their neighbourhood. The Earth certainly hasn't cleared the moon, so they are a binary system, like binary stars.
Like Lycan.
Yeah, exactly. So there is a genuine possibility some people... And the sun's gravitational effect on the moon is more than twice that of the Earth's. So we don't have nearly as much gravitational effect. So there is a good reason to suspect that we are actually in possession of a fellow planet.
It goes round the Earth, though.
The Earth orbits the moon as well.
What?
Yeah. Is it? I know. Go use an asteroid. So we've been consistently inconsistent about this, but tonight we're saying that the Earth doesn't have a moon at all. So there. What does the moon smell like? Yes, Joe.
Does it smell of Buzz Aldrin's underpants?
It might.
Did he crap himself there and bury some?
Well, one of them obviously did, didn't they? Wouldn't
Crap
you?
himself there and buried some.
I did that as a child. I pooed in my pants and buried them in the garden. But when I went back to check on them a few weeks later,
They'd gone.
They'd
We could have sold them. People advertise for dirty underpants in the backs of magazines.
Not in The Spectator, they don't. All I can say.
What's the moon smell of? Cheese.
Oh, Joe, you are sweet.
I thought that was hanging over us.
It was hanging over us now. Get some points back if you know how many humans have walked on the moon.
12.
Absolutely. You both said it simultaneously and you both get 5
Difference
points.
is, I guessed.
Well, you still get the points. Anyway, apparently it smells of gunpowder. Lots of moon dust came back in the module back to Earth, and it's that mixture of silicon and iron and magnesium and calcium that marks out Special K, amongst other things, I think, but is also present in moon dust.
What's it taste of?
Wensleydale.
But,
Rabbits, let's go back to the moon. Can you name a star that is the same size as the new moon?
A star that is the same
size as the new moon? It's a slightly trick question.
Yes. Well, the stars are massive.
OK. At the time of recording, the planet Earth has acquired a new moon. It's a tiny asteroid, which we think has been circling the Earth for about 3 years. It's known as 2020 CD3, and it's somewhere between 1.9 metres and 3.5 metres in diameter, so it's about the same size as Richard Osman. this
object in...
That's our star. That's our star that I was
Good idea for what to do with
You
it.
see, a star that is the same size as the new moon. Has this not made kind of space news, this...
I think one of the challenges, what do you define as a moon?
Ah, OK. We've had lots of things on this show when we...
Oh, we've had so many moons
Yes.
on us.
How many moons, right, how many moons would you say the Earth has? And we have variously said there are 2, which include Cruinia, a co-orbital body of the
I
Sun.
can remember Rich Hall sitting in that very chair
Yes.
saying, it's called the moon!
We've had many moons as an answer because
Yes.
of the small asteroids, and we've had no moons at all because, in fact, the moon and the Earth are twin planets.
Yeah, because the moon is so large, it could be sort of like a binary system, not actually sort of seen as a separate...
Right, so what would you say? If you were to ask the question, how many moons would you say the Earth has, what would your answer be?
As a self-certified lunatic,
Yes.
I'll say there's only one moon, and it's the best.
Boom!
Yeah. I'm with that. Don't you vote for that? What do you think, Ed?
Yeah, one moon.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to muck about.
I know.
One moon,
Because,
one
yeah,
Osman.
you can call anything a moon, because there's no sort of a cut-off on the size of a moon. As astronomers, we're a bit mamby-pamby, really. We only recently defined planets. I mean...
Yes, because poor Pluto lost out.
Yes, well, see, that's it.
Yeah.
So Pluto was a planet for ages, and then, oh, no, sorry, mate. You're a dwarf planet.
Yeah.
Is that because it's just gases?
No, it's actually a solid rock.
Oh, but it's not big enough.
It's actually smaller than our moon.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It's probably the size of Wales, that's what people say, isn't
Yeah,
it?
everything's the size of Wales.
Yeah.
especially Wales.
So there's a suggestion from the elves, which I think you'll like, Alan, that you get 20 restorative points to make up for all the previous moon questions that you've suffered. Now we've had an expert tell us there's just the one.
Well, as an opening offer, I'd
Yeah.
like to go back and...
Oh, right.
more.
Right, thanks to Maggie, we finally know how many moons the Earth has, at least till we move the goalposts again.
Man-made artefacts can be seen from the moon with the naked eye.
Yes. Someone said it in the audience.
What was it?
Great Wall of China.
Oh, you've done it again! I can't believe it!
Which moon are we talking about?
Rich Hall, I think I love you. That's a damn good. You've got to have 10 for that. The fact is, nothing man-made could be seen on Earth from the moon.
Too far away.
It's much, much too far away. Even the continents are quite difficult to make out, as a matter of fact.